you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Hey everyone, welcome to Deep Dive, where we dive deep into geocaching topics. Each episode features in-depth discussions and aims to provide a deeper understanding and appreciation of geocaching and to inspire listeners to explore new aspects of our great sport. And with me tonight is Lanisa. She's chronically tired.
Yeah, I didn't get a nap today. So
I'm sorry.
That's the truth. I was too busy.
But you're chronically tired, so.
Yeah.
So thank you for being back with us again this week. And so a couple notes. One is I apologize, I forgot to bring a microphone, so I'm going to sound a little hollow, a little echoey. I'm in a hotel room. I would say feet from Geocaching HQ, but I'm not feet. I'm probably about 8 minutes away. So it makes it sound great if I say I'm only feet away from HQ, but I'm not. I'm about 8 minutes away from HQ. Mm-hmm. So going to be there tomorrow. But it's a nice little hotel. And look, I got a little friend with me today too.
Oh,
Dash.
Oh. I thought you were going to bring that other green Muppet. That's what I thought. Bring it on.
Well, that's back home.
Yeah.
It's back
cute
home,
though.
Yeah, that cool. That was the little thing in the room. So anyway, I did bring my deep dive shirt. Got my deep dive shirt on, so we're all set there. But thanks, Brad. He mentioned got my 3,000. I'm over 3,000 now and got the original stash, so that's really cool. So been a good trip so far. Won't go into a lot of details. We've got so much to cover tonight. But I will be at HQ tomorrow at about 11 a.m. local time. So if you happen to be if you live in this area, if you want to pop by HQ, come on by. And then I'm going to go do I'm going to do the HQ tour, which is right around HQ. So there's a few caches around the area. Go see the Fremont Troll and get to do all that good stuff. So been a fun trip, and looking forward to get to see. I'm going to see Lori on Saturday, and whoever else. We've got an event scheduled for out in Issaquah. Yep, wrong coast. I hear you, buddy. Yep, it happens. Well, I don't know where Wet Coaster's not on tonight, but I'm on his coast right now. But
did you weep for joy?
What's that?
Sorry, did you weep for joy at the original stash find?
I did. You told me I needed to shed some tears, and I did. I shed some tears.
I would have. I certainly would have.
I was the only one there, which was kind of cool. I think the fact that I got to be there. I mean, I wouldn't have minded somebody showing up too. We could have, conversed, but I had a little moment there, just me and the plaque.
Crying by yourself on the side of the road.
I was there, yeah, shedding, and it was, as everyone knows who has ever lived out here or has ever been out here, it rains all the time. It's rained. Today was the first day that the sun shone since I got here on Monday. So it's rained every day since Monday.
Really?
But that's okay. Yeah, it really has. And it's been a constant. I mean, it just rains. I mean, makes the waterfalls pretty. I mean,
well, it's hard for
but
caching, unless you just
it is.
endure it.
My feet got wet, and but I brought extra socks. I'm good. There's one travel bug hotel where I was ankle deep in water to this travel bug. Yeah, what, it rains in the Northwest? What? Yeah, really. Yeah, Lori, it does. But I'm had a great time. So I don't mind that. We went to Scotland as a family years ago, and it rained every day. And it was tremendous. It was a great time. So not a big deal. So the rain. Yeah, Midwest Geocache. That was 2 years ago, I think. Right, 2 years ago.
I think it rained last year. I think it rained 2 years in a row. I thought.
Might have been 2 years ago. I mean, it was like a swamp. I remember seeing pictures of the tents and all that, but I digress.
Do you ever go to that mega?
I've not been to that one. No, I haven't. But it's cool. I mean, people really. That's one of those that has a really loyal following. But so tonight, please no rain in Midwest Geocache. Tonight we're doing something a little different. You can put in hashtag and that'll get you into the drawing for later. But if you just want to put in what your favorite and is, we have expanded our possibilities. So if you want to just put in whatever your favorite hobby is, you will be entered as well. So you can do either.
Other than geocaching, because why would you be on here if geocaching wasn't your favorite?
Right. But you can do geocaching and you can put whatever you want, and you will be entered into the drawing. I don't have any examples. Hopefully you can always go back and look, but I still have Bison coin. I still have the guitars. I've got my book. I guess I do have a copy of the book here. So I have the coin book. The coin novel is available. The glasses are still available. That's for another show. Glasses that Ryan, who's in the chat room, donated to Geocache Talk years ago. So Ryan, you are entered, my friend. Pokemon Munzie and Trackables. So those are all good. I like geocaching escape rooms. Escape rooms a hobby? That's sort of an expensive hobby, isn't it?
What's his Derek? His family do them. It seems like every weekend, but I know they don't. But it's a thing. Apparently kind of like axe throwing. It's very popular right now.
There's a place in Memphis that does axe throwing. We thought about having an event there, but we're like, so we decided not to do it. But yes. Oh, Nicole has a really good one. Yeah, we're rock hounding.
Oh, I never thought of that one.
Herbarium.
That is a good one.
Like an herb garden. Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. That sounds very interesting. It's right up my alley.
Check into that. DLB 194, kayaking, drones, cycling, photography. Those are all good. Baseball, or like spectator sports, I guess is. But a lot of good ones coming in. So, all right, we'll get to those. Before we do, I do want to mention, a couple things. One is we are going to be giving a clue later for the vault. So we'll be doing that here about midway through, approximately. We will be doing a clue for the next key in the vault, and that will come up soon. Let's see what else. The Cache Fest store is still available. We're still out there, so you can most definitely purchase. Let me put that in the chat room, and then we'll get rolling. There's the link. If you go to cachefest.com and you'll see it. It's right on the front page there. But this Sunday, we're going to be doing a Cache Fest show, and we're going to be showing the main coin. We're going to spill the beans on that and show the main coin during that show. So you'll get an idea of what the main coin, and the main coin looks tremendous. It's really an amazing coin. So that's we're going to spill the beans on that on Sunday. So there we go. And I think I've covered all that. And so now we're going to get into the show. Lenise and I, we talked about this last week a little bit, and this worked out great to talk about tonight. Oh, real quick too, next week, I won't be on, but we've got some guests that'll be on as well. I'm going to be traveling home next Thursday. So, but stay tuned. We got a great show coming up for that. Pizza Ninja will be back, and he has a special guest for next week. But for this week, I'm glad you are back. We are going to talk geocaching, and I'm not going to go through ChatGC. Gave us a ton of ideas.
Yeah, they did.
A lot of people have given us great ideas in the chat room, and that's really cool.
Did you see Ryan Semmel's? Am I pronouncing his last name right? Semmel?
Yeah, Semmel.
Magnet fishing.
I saw that.
That sounds so fun. I've even been following people on YouTube that do that.
Have you seen is it Man versus River or something like that?
No, I've not
what's
seen
it called? There's one where they, like you said, where something Man. I thought it was Man versus River. Maybe not. I'll have to look it up. But it's interesting because they, like you were talking about, it's fascinating to watch them throw it in, and they pull up all kinds of stuff.
I know. I follow somebody that's called Trav and Jay Outdoors.
Okay.
Trav, short for Travis. And they geocache and magnet fish. Yeah, I thought that sounded fun.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yes. So we're going to get into some of the specifics, but one thing the ChatGC said, I want to get your thoughts and comments on, was the way it said. It says there are many other activities that you can do while out geocaching, depending on your interest in the location where you are geocaching, and then gave us some ideas we'll get into. But I think it's fascinating. Some of these that we're going to talk about tonight, some of the ones you put out, I think can really be done anywhere.
Yeah.
But some aren't. So we'll get into those too. But let's go into the first one that really came to mind or came to you and I when we were talking about doing this show, and that you have that you're pretty passionate about. So tell folks about your first and.
My first and is bird watching, and I did it before I even knew what geocaching was.
Cool.
I don't know how I got started. I just think I had some birds come up in my backyard, and I was interested in them. And I just, it just intrigued me, all the different kind of birds. And I just went from there, and I have an obsessive personality. So when I like something, I just want, that's all I want to do all the time. And that's what I do with birding. Got me some binoculars and went out in the woods and got me a bird book and was identifying all these. It's so much fun, and it's so relaxing. And the only injury you can do while you're bird watching is you can get warblers. They call it warbler's neck. When you're looking for hours. It's a real thing. Awesome. Because I have to take ibuprofen because of my warbler's neck.
Warbler's neck.
Yeah, when it's warbler season.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then I discovered the movie The Big Year, and that just fed that obsession even more. So
we went down that rabbit hole together because I love that movie.
Yeah.
There's something, it's so underrated, I think.
It is.
It is, but it's such a well done movie. It really is. It's just,
even if you're not a bird watcher, I mean, it's funny. It's entertaining.
It is. So. It's endearing.
You'll shed a few tears, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we both cry when Jack Black is out with his dad. I mean, it's just so well done. It really is. If you've never seen the movie, it is really well worth watching. It really is.
Nicole B. Genius, is that her? She says, I've been wanting to get into bird watching. You will not be sorry. It is, you learn so much, and you learn how to focus into, I don't know, be still and quiet, and you're just,
right.
So when I go geocaching now, it's hard though. When you're out geocaching, you already got enough stuff.
Yeah.
But right. You have to bring the binoculars along, because like today, I was out placing a geocache in the woods, and I told you about this. I saw my first scarlet tanager of the season.
Right.
If you don't know what a scarlet tanager is, you need to Google it because it's just a beautiful bird. I got so excited. I was jumping along acting like a mad woman in the woods. But I didn't have my binoculars with me. I wish I had.
Right. That's hysterical. Yeah. That's so great. There's so much about that. That's because, like you said, that's something you can pretty much do anywhere. Now, some people can mention about the big ear because that's something that some people do. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that most birders are kind of looking more, not necessarily for a big ear, but just their total, like, trying to add to their collection, as it were.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always cool if you've been able to see a bird you've never seen before. And so you're like, oh, I've never seen that one. So that sort of added to my lifetime collection of birds that I've been able to see.
So, do you record your birds?
I don't, but
I don't either. I wish I would. I wish I did.
It's a good idea. There's a bird that I would just say hunted to see. It's pretty rare, and I was down in Big Bend, and it is a bird that can only be seen pretty much in that part of the U.S. If you what about U.S. birds? I mean, we're international. We have people that listen and watch from all over the world, so it's very different what other people do in other countries. But it just as an item, the U.S. there's a bird that is pretty much in Mexico, but it dips into the Big Bend of Texas area, and you can only really see, like, if you're just doing U.S. birds, it's like a real rare bird for that. So, all right,
Tom,
birding's on the list. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Tom, I don't know how to put the comments up because I'm not logged in.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
Which one?
It says Adventure with TTF Cache, and he's giving me a hard time. I told him he could. Yeah, he's referring to last year Moga.
Yes.
We were going after a cache under a covered bridge or something like that. And I was keeping him from the cache because I saw yet another scarlet tanager fly by in front of my car. I had to pull over and look for the bird instead of the cache.
Right. So, I could see him giving you a look. I can see it. I can see it right now. Him giving you a look like, really? Yeah. Really? Can we not get moving on here, please? All right. And so, yes, we're going to move on now. This is giving us the look. Okay. Enough about bird watching. So I'll go over to one of mine, and then we'll kind of go back and forth.
Okay. Sounds good.
So Chat GC brought up one that I think we kind of all do, even though we don't really necessarily maybe make it into a hobby, but can be a hobby, and that's hiking. So I think we can throw hiking into the list of hobbies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
we talked about.
you're not talking about just just hiking far enough to get a cache and turn around. You're talking about some hardcore trails and.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really. That's not a hobby, I guess, that I have. People do that. Strike two mentions hiking and biking. That's really biking is on the list as well. So we'll put them both in, although they're very different.
So biking on those hiking trails, those mountain trails, that's rough. That's a hard hobby.
That is a hard
sport.
hobby.
Gotta be in shape.
I've seen some folks bike, like mountain biking type, and they go over some rough terrain. I mean, their bike has got to take a pounding to get that thing. I mean, it better be built sturdy because they're going over some massive terrain.
Yeah, that reminds me of a story. Hiking with the mountain biking last fall in West Bend. Me and my little boy were out and getting some of the caches. Actually, it's in the video.
Yeah.
The Candyland video one.
Okay, yeah.
I'm struggling. Those trails are extremely rocky, and I'm falling left and right. The leaves are slicker than snot. And I look up and these mountain bikers going back and just whizzing by me. I was like, how dare they be angry?
How dare they?
I said, I under one of the hills that they were biking down, I fell and rolled all the way down to the bottom. No way. And every time I would fall, my dog would think it was break time and jump in my lap and sit down. Here I'm writhing on the forest floor in pain, and he's trying to sit in my lap.
Right.
But anyway, so that's a whole other ballpark for me.
Now it's that's for another show. I don't have my glass with me, but there are things that hiking does as far as, to me, I try to walk as much as possible. And so hiking, to me, though, if I'm going to a cache that requires hiking, I don't consider that really part of, I think that's separate. But some people really love just the hiking aspect, just getting out into nature. And like you said, they're more of the hardcore.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna walk 3 miles and just by the way, there's some caches along the way, but they're more into we're going on this hike. The hike is the thing. So
if I want
go ahead.
If I want my husband to geocache with me, I have to pick a nice long hiking trail, or he's not interesting. Yeah. That's the only way I can go with me. Is that way.
So he doesn't want the short ones. He wants a longer.
No, he likes the scenic longer, a couple miles. I mean, for him, we got little, so we can't go too long. So
can't do far.
Yeah.
But he wants, if he's gonna get out, he wants to get out and do it.
Yeah.
Get out and actually travel a distance. So
Hailmeister once said, hey, look at these people hiking. We were at West Bend last year, and he goes, look at these people hiking. And they're not even geocaching. Their uncle is just like, what's the deal?
Right.
Why hike when you can geocache?
Right. That's my feeling too. It's like, why would you? But people that don't understand geocaching, I can see that. So hiking, biking, we talked about is really. We both have friends that. That bike, and that's really cool. They're really into cycling. I mean, they're into. I know some people who are into both, like the road cycling and also the mountain biking. So they kind of can do, or some do both. Some only do some. So so Tom's like,
Yeah.
it was 110 degrees. Why would they choose to hike then? Because they love it. So
well, we were hiking, but it's the same difference. They love to hike. We love to geocache, and we're out there geocaching in 110-degree weather.
Oh yeah, y'all were sweating up a storm.
That was awful.
Yeah. All right, over to you. So what's another one you want to bring up?
Okay, there's another one that I can get my family, at least my husband, along with, is camping.
Okay. Right.
Camping is a hobby. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I like to research and find campgrounds that have a lot of geocaches in and around within walking distance.
Okay.
So, and I love camping. Even if you're not geocaching, we tent camp and primitive camp, and I have to have a shower though. Aaron, he doesn't, but I can't enjoy myself if I'm not clean. So I do pick those kind of campgrounds. But I love being in the middle of the woods and just sitting there in my camping chair all day long, bird watching and geocaching.
Lanisa, you're not camping. You're glamping.
No, I'm in a tent. Is that because I take a shower? That's glamping.
Girl, you are glamping. Yes.
But I'm in a tent. I have no electricity.
Yeah. But I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. And when I was much younger than today, and no, I'm not going to sing Help, but maybe think of the song. I did do a camping trip with other folks. Mm-hmm. We were real good. We had a men's tent, we had a men's tent, a boys' tent, and a girls' tent. So we were all, the group went, but it was college. We're all college kids. But we stayed at KOAs, which I don't know if you have KOAs up your way.
We do, but Aaron won't stay at those.
Because it's not real hardcore camping?
No, he won't stay at any place that has campers because campers need more people, which I agree with him on that,
We would do it just because, we were not hardcore camping. We wanted to glamp, and so KOAs have showers. So we were like, but you're right. We're not really. We weren't like, it's like urban camping.
Yeah.
So it's not real. It's not. I mean,
no, I don't. It is.
We were saving camping. Money. That's why we were doing it.
I don't care what you call it. As long as you're out in the woods, sleeping. It's whatever. It's camping.
No. Give me a hotel room. That's camping to me. That's as camping as I get. Sorry, but I appreciate your. I'm.
My opinion.
I'm affirming you, Lanisa, that you are allowed to go glamping wherever you and your family want to go. That's funny. Okay, cool. That's a good one. So glamping, that's a great one. I know you're like, it's not glamping. So another one that came up, this was a Chat GC one that came up, but I don't know. Is this a hobby? We'll ask the chat room. They can answer it for us. But history came up on the list. Is that a hobby? I love history. Mm-hmm. So Tom would hate it, but I would pull over if we were headed to a cache, but there was something historical nearby.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull over and check out the history, and then we can move on.
I do the same thing. Those road signs, historical markers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
My favorite. I don't care. They could be by nothing much, and I have to pull over and read it.
Right.
So I love history too. I'll be right there with you.
So people need to not be caching with you and I, because we're going to stop. We're going to stop for every bird, every historical marker.
Yeah.
And so, we're gonna slow down the group.
I think that's a hobby. Like I said before, history, and if you're a Civil War buff or a Revolutionary War buff, and
Right,
you're
right.
in your basement making the models, and and then you go on the weekends to the Civil War reenactments, and you're all dressed up. That's history.
Yeah.
That's a hobby. So
It is. I think it is. Quincy's like, he's a museum
that's
curator.
interesting.
So history is his life. So that's good. But is it something that, I mean, is it, I guess it is. I mean, I just love it. I never thought of it as a hobby. I just think of it as something I like. Does that makes be like saying, is Pizza Ninja's, I don't know if he's on tonight. He's traveling, but if Pizza Ninja, would he say pizza is a hobby or just something he really likes? I don't know. That's a good.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I love coffee, but I wouldn't consider it my hobby either.
Boy, it was a hobby for me today.
Yeah. Like Quincy Cryptid, he took his hobby and made it his career. I mean, but he loves going to work every day.
Absolutely. And B&J Bish mentions Bish mentions that. Whoa, it went back fast. I love adventure labs that take you on historical tours of old towns. You'd see what cut off. What used to be through a new lens. Yes, that's good. No, you're right. That's a really good one. Pizza's an obsession.
I know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, isn't that what a hobby is? Yeah, that's a hobby, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. You can really, coffee can be a real hobby up here in the Pacific Northwest. I've been to some good coffee. I went to a place called Good Coffee, and they had great coffee at Good Coffee. I know it's confusing. The place is called Good Coffee. And today I went to the Starbucks Reserve Roastery. There's only 6 in the world, and there's one here in Seattle. The very first Reserve Starbucks, and it was hopping, but it was fun. I got to talk to one of the curator there, I guess you could call him. We had a long chat about coffee that we'll get into tonight. So,
but that smell in there, I bet was glorious.
Oh yeah, and it was it's a really fascinating place. There's a lot that goes on there within those reserve, and you always want to try to get a drink that you can't do anywhere else. To me.
That's right.
I like getting one that only you can get there. So that was kind of cool. All right, over to you. Next one.
Okay, this one might be a little bit boring to people, but for me, it's something that goes along with birding and caching and being in the woods. Like I said, I did these things before I started geocaching, and it was okay. I'm a nerd. I admit it.
That's okay. We're with you.
Plants, flowers, or tree identification. Learning.
Okay.
I have those apps on my phone, so if I don't know what I'm taking pictures and researching.
Yes.
It is so, to me, and my daughter likes to do it too. So we're out there, look at this plant. That is really interesting. Or look at this plant. It's so nasty. And I have to know what it is. I don't know. It's just, I love it.
And now you got the app for your phone. You can scan it. It tells you what it is. You're like, okay.
Instead of carrying a poop around. But I like to garden. I'm really into gardening, flower gardening.
Right.
So that goes along with it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But
I actually saw one. I don't know how good it is, but you can take a picture of a rock and it'll tell you information about the rock. So I was going to
see rock. I'm not as much into rocks, but my little boy is, and one of my daughters is. Yes.
He needs that. He needs that app. There you go.
I was going to show you a picture of my flower garden. See, to show you just how much I'm into gardening. So this goes along with it. I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah, let me
see. That's just a portion of my flower bed.
Oh,
that's just
good.
a couple feet.
All right, Lenny, that's awesome.
So when I get into it's so relaxing to garden, and it's so relaxing to go out in the woods and try to identify plants.
Right.
And trees and flowers.
Oh, that's really cool.
And bugs. So
yeah,
just so much out there other than, just woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw earlier. What was it? I saw Dawn. Yeah, Dawn mentioned it. We do that also. Planting my huge garden now. Cool.
It's still too cold up here to do it yet, but
Dawn's she's further south than you, so she's in a time where she can get after it, as it were. So, but yes, we're in a safe space. You can mention your gardening. This is all good. For Tom, he says, don't go caching if you don't care about every flower you pass.
Tom, I'm just trying to educate you and make you a better person. I'm failing miserably, obviously.
He needs to slow down and smell the flowers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't need to find every geocache. I know that's taboo to say, but you don't need to find every one. You can if you want. Go ahead.
If I'm driving like I did at Moga, he has to suck it up and just go along for the ride.
Hey, Yeah. If he's the passenger, he's stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to get used to it, buddy.
Nope.
That's pretty funny. So, all right, moving back to where time is flowing.
Wow.
Time is fleeting. So another one that came up in the I'm going to skip a couple of these, but they're in the show notes. So check it out later. It's on the show notes. You can check out the entire list that we came up with. Both Lenisa and what ChatGC, our buddy in the chatbot world, helped us out. But it brought up one that I find interesting, but I've never done it. But I know people that have, and so I'm lost, and that is letterboxing. Now we've all hopefully found or placed, and you need to both find every type of geocache that's available, and you need to place every kind that you can that's available. I was never awarded a virtual, so I've never placed a virtual, but I've done every other type. But letterboxing is something that I'm familiar with. We all do letterbox hybrids. They're not really it's not really, I mean, it can be done in a letterboxing way, which is the whole, go to this location, walk 30 paces this direction to the big tree, turn left, go to this way. And keep the my time is fleeting is you can do that on letterboxing. It's just a jump to the left.
I thought of that when you said time is fleeting. I wasn't going to sing the song. I really wanted to.
Yeah. And during letterboxing, you can jump to the left and then you can step to the right. So that's really possible. But letterboxing, have you ever letterboxed?
I don't think not true letterboxing.
No.
That's outside of the geocaching app. Geocaching, right? So no,
it's
I have not.
Older. It's been around for a long time, but letterboxing. Now, I have found a letterbox by mistake because it was close to a geocache, and fortunately, the person who had the letterbox hybrid mentioned that there is a letterbox nearby, and that if you find the letterbox, do not disturb it. If you wanted a letterbox, you can. But I'm so appreciative of the fact that, because I was like, oh, so I just sign it and this doesn't look right. I was like, so I had to step back, read the description, which I should have done anyway, but I read the description and said, if you happen to find the letterbox, that's not the cache. And they kind of explained,
Now, did it have a website where you can log them, or did you just keep track on your own?
No, you can. Yeah, there's some letterboxing websites out there.
Okay.
They've been around a long time.
I've just never.
Yeah, Tim says the same thing. He's found a few accidentally. Yeah, I actually tried to place a cache. How crazy is this? I tried to place a cache, and when I got to this location, I'm like, oh, this will be perfect. And I tried to start to put it in this spot, in this tree. And I was like, there's something down here. So I carefully, because a lot of snakes in the area, but I carefully lifted out, and it was like, oh, somebody put a cache here, and they never published it.
How dare they?
How dare they take my spot? So once I opened it up, I realized it was a letterbox. So I was like, oh, well, I got to find a new spot because obviously I can't, But, okay, Quincy mentions started with letterboxing long ago before I got a GPSR. Usually don't need a GPS. Right. You don't need a GPS. You need to know kind of roughly where it is, and then you've got to follow
directions.
So
that might be hard for men to do. I don't know. Maybe it should be a women's sport.
Oh my.
I'm just joking.
All right, goodbye. I'm kidding. I would. Okay, back to you. What do you want to go to next?
Okay, well, I think we mentioned geocaching and kayaking.
Okay,
that's another hobby that my family really enjoys to do. It's kayaking. Okay.
That's cool.
And when I first got into geocaching, we've mentioned it before on the show, the geocaching power trails along riverbeds.
Oh yeah.
River banks. That I was a newbie cacher doing that, and a newbie kayaker, and that just blew my mind.
Right.
Those two things combined, I had a big old time. We went through 2 thunderstorms on the water.
Oh my!
Right,
so scary.
Yeah, but I figured, everybody's got a day to die. At least I'll die caching,
Right.
But kayaking is one of the very few things that, other than hiking, that my family will do together is kayaking.
Right.
And and last fall here in Watertown,
right,
we were kayaking on the Rock River. I look over, I was like, what is that? A bald eagle.
Oh wow.
I could reach out and touch it. It just was, flying right by along, he was hunting or fishing or whatever you call it.
Right, yeah.
Both, I guess. I thought I was going to cry. I really did, because
that's cool.
That combines 3 of my favorite things, birding, geocaching, and kayaking.
You had a triple thing going on there. That's awesome.
Triple whammy.
You had a confluence. I know. It's incredible.
Too much for me to handle.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Do you ever go kayaking?
No. I've kayaked before once, but no. Leave that for somebody else.
It can be scary at times. I've got a lot of stories that I won't share, but it can be very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Which I'm not very good at it, but I still enjoy it. We even take Kean, my little boy, out. He's got his own kayak that we tether.
Has his own kayak.
Yeah. Yes. He thinks he's big stuff.
It's interesting, but it is good exercise. That's for sure. Especially if you do sea kayaking.
I've never done that.
That's got to use some upper body strength right there to get that. They did one down in Florida where they did some kayaking, and there's one really tricky one that's got a lot of favorite points. down in the Florida Everglades that you have to kayak for. So, Mark 25, planning on going for a 5-5 on the river this summer.
That's fun.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, and there's like you said, there are people go on these power trip kayaking trips. Yeah, so that's interesting. So
you mentioned another one is I thought was a little interesting. I was trying to find the picture, but geocaching with your dog.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what ChatGC had as a hobby.
It did. It had that.
I mean, I wouldn't call that a hobby of mine. I enjoy bringing my dog with me, and he loves the adventure.
Yeah.
I was going to show a picture of him, of my dog out.
Yeah.
If I could. Oh, here he is. This is my little Geo dog.
That's your little Geo buddy.
Yeah, that's Dobby. Couldn't find the picture. We were actually out caching. But
that's cool though.
I'm a Harry Potter fan. That's Dobby.
Yes.
So he goes with me. I know he's only less than 5 pounds, but I feel a little better when I'm out caching by myself. When I have my dog with me.
Yes.
Last winter, or no, it was the winter before. I was out, me and Kean were out caching in the snow in the woods, and I did not hear this man come up behind me. He was just hiking in the snow.
Okay.
He was.
But still.
Yeah. But Dobby alerted, and he about tore this man's ankles off.
Well,
I was thankful Dobby was there to alert me.
Absolutely.
Turned out he was a really old man, so I don't think he could have hurt me anyway. But he was just within a few feet, and I didn't hear him come.
Wow.
But Dobby did. Dobby did.
Yeah, that's good. The dog was there to help, or at least alert you.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're never quite sure. You don't want to be out. Because you were there by yourself, right?
Well, I had Kean with me, which makes it even a little bit more nerve-wracking when you have your child with you.
Yeah, I hear
and being a woman in the woods, my husband worries. I don't worry, he does, but Dobby makes it a little better.
Makes it a little better.
Yeah. Patty cakes, cool. Geo dogs are the best. I agree.
Geo dogs are the best.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do a couple more. Before we do that, though, we are going to show you. We're gonna show you a little bit of a key that will be added later, but let's do a key here. The Vault is our Cache Fest game. I don't know how you put it. I guess you call it a game. Cache Fest event where if you find a key out in the world and you bring it to Cache Fest Memphis July 15th, you can try to turn the key or put your key in, try to turn the lock on the vault, and if it opens, you get all the prizes inside. $500 currently in gift cards. There are books, there are coins, there are signed comic book from Joshua, Geocaching vlogger. There are rare items that are being added, and things are being added all the time. So I will now show you again the clue, and then you can also see it a little bit later on the Facebook group for the vault. So Cache Fest Memphis Vault Facebook group. So we've got a lot of people joining that, and it's fun. Even if you're not going to go, if you just want to work on trying to solve the puzzles, and if you want to discuss it with others. So here it is. That's it. No, I'll show a little longer than that. That's the clue.
It looks like a constellation of A Slurpee.
Spilling the beans there,
Oh,
Lanisa.
no.
Golly. No, you're right. Everybody can see that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah. Way to go. Way to spill some beans there.
Oh no, Gary just
Lanisa spilled the
spilled the
beans.
beans.
Spilled the beans. So, anyway, so again, that'll be out there later. People can examine and download it, and do their little puzzle solving with that. So, all right, we got a few more minutes. We'll do our giveaway here in a little bit as well. If you'd like to be entered, just either do hashtag or just make a comment, put a comment in the chat room, and you can you'll be entered into the drawing, into the giveaway. We'll spin the fabulous giveaway tool that StreamYard provides, and we'll see what happens. So there you go. And so a couple more that came up on the list. And we'll do one of yours here in a second, but I'll at least mention the other ones that are in the chat GC. We're not going to go into them, but we want to at least mention them. So running was included. Chat GC mentioned running.
Yeah.
Picnicking.
I never thought of it as a hobby.
I didn't either.
But I've loved to go on picnics ever since I was a little girl. Okay. And Kian asked me to go on a picnic the other day, and I was thinking, where can we go on a picnic that has caches? Isn't that sad? That's how my mind works all the time.
You're trying to coerce your family into geocaching. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd like to see. Yeah, he only run if he's chased. Will somebody chase him? No, I'm kidding. Picnicking, geocaching with friends. I think we're stretched. I think we're in a stretch here. Although I love geocaching with friends.
Yes.
That to me is my favorite hobby. But
I don't get to do it hardly ever. Maybe once or twice a year. So I look forward to the times when I can.
Yeah.
But they were stretching it as being a hobby. I don't know.
Yeah. How did we come up with this one? You mentioned it, but LARPing?
Oh, it was it was because we were talking about the history, and I mentioned the Civil War.
Yeah.
And it made me think about the role playing.
Yes.
The medieval times. Because one time I was geocaching in the woods. Right. And I came upon this group of teenagers. There's at least 10 of them there, and they were all dressed up in knights and maidens, and they had the big foam swords, and they were battling. And I came across. They thought that they were hidden way deep in these woods. Well,
you showed up.
Joke's on you. Here's a geocacher.
Right.
They got so embarrassed, but I thought it was cute because they're just kids. You got thinking, I would rather them be doing that than sitting at home on video games or social media. But LARPing, who came up with what kind of a weird word is that?
LARPing. LARPing stands for live action role playing.
Okay.
LARP. LARPing. Yeah, live action role playing. Yeah, so I guess Cache Canada, they've done Dave has done that. That's I've been to a Civil War reenactment down near Houston. We went to one there. That was really cool. LARPing's more fancy, but hey, again, I guess you could combine it with geocaching. Sort of.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we're come up with we're gonna have a whole new group of people that are gonna be LARPing and geocaching. Harry Potter, you dress up like you're the big.
I was thinking
you're a fan. You're a fan.
I could LARP if it was the Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter.
Right.
I would embarrass my family. I embarrass them enough as it is with my videos.
Right.
This would just take them over the edge if I did that.
LARPing would be weird while geocaching. Yeah, but it would be kind of funny to.
It would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be different. Yeah, that's sort of nonfiction LARPing, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I know, but that's how my brain works. I jump from historical to that. It just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I think you have another one. You have one more, right?
Me? Oh,
yeah.
I don't do it. I thought about getting into it, but my mom does it. It's butterfly watching and identification.
Okay. Like as in like
it's like birding, but with butterflies. And I thought of it again today because there's butterflies flitting all around me today in the woods, and I didn't know what they were. And I was like, "Wait, it'd be nice to know what kind of species that is."
Now she's not doing the whole capture, put the little chloroform in there.
No,
and then pin it to a board. I mean, she's not like
no.
She's not true. She's not like
observing in the wild.
She's observing. She's not capturing butterflies.
I always, when I was a little girl, I thought that was
weird.
Yes, and it's torture. I don't know. I just thought it was.
Well, you're killing them, but I mean,
yes,
it's butterfly. I mean, I don't know how.
But my mom. Yeah, my mom does it when my mom's a birder too. So she watches for butterflies when we go birding together.
That sounds terrifying. You have to put yeah, and then Owen, look what I killed today. There's the reason that they do that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're going down this road, but we're already down the trail. We might as well go the full road. I have a friend who would do this. He collected them, and the point is that you have to put the little chloroform thing in there and seal it up, because you need the butterfly when it dies. You need it to make sure that it opens its wings fully, so that when you pin it to your to the boards that you have, that because you want to see the whole thing, so you don't want it to fold up.
Yeah.
Because you don't get oh well. That's why they do that, by the way, in case you're wondering. But yeah, that's not really kind of the same thing. Oh, Nicole says, went to a flash mob geocaching event where they dressed as Prince and other musicians. So caching and LARPing could very well be. Yeah, you're right.
Well, it's like, what's that event, geocaching event in Georgia? Going caching. They dress up every year, don't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've done that. Yeah.
What did you dress up as?
I was a gangster. They did Roaring 20s.
Oh, okay.
So I had the hat and the whole outfit. My son went to that as well. He is a newspaper editor, and his outfit was the full Newsies thing with the hat, the Newsies hat, and he had an actual newspaper carrier from the old days that he had slung over, and he had taken some of his newspapers, like from as an editor, and he rolled them up, put them in there. So he was handing out newspapers from him from there in Macon. Yeah. So what'd you see?
The Pizza Ninja.
Yeah. Yes, I was dressed up. I was the gangster of love, I guess. Yeah. That's the song, right?
Well, that's so funny.
Yeah, there's this year's going to be Vikings, so B&J's all set. Yeah, Vikings is the one for this year, and then last year's was Egyptian. So
yes,
so Tom was he got to go as his mummy. Isn't that sweet? Still sounds terrifying. Yeah. Back in all right. we're wrapping up. So there's others in the show notes. Let's get to giving stuff away. So put in any kind of comment and you're entered tonight. So make sure you enter something, because we're about to give away an item. So you can go as a pizza Viking, pizza ninja. I think somehow you got to work on that. So Ghost Swimmer is in. Any kind of hashtag, and actually tonight it's anything. But we were wanting people to do, and we are so grateful for the chat room. They gave a lot of great ideas.
They did, and they were really funny.
They were
really funny tonight.
They were.
They usually are, but tonight they were hitting it out of the ballpark for me.
Yeah, they were, absolutely. All right, let me bring up the screen, and we will get a giveaway rolling. So we got everybody in. So we didn't mention Where's George. That's sort of a hobby, I guess.
Is that the dollar bill or thing?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
That's where if you find a dollar bill, or you can create you can log a dollar bill also, sort of a trackable type item. So yep, big money, no whammies. Here we go. Round and round she goes. And here we go. The drawing is started right now. There it goes. And it is spinning. Skip the Geocache Talk one, so that's not going to work. Who's going to win? Oh, Jim. He's won.
All right.
The thing is really good at saying people. So I don't think you've won twice yet, but I'm going to give you the option if you still would like, or if you want me to spin again, let me know. We'll give him a chance to say something. That thing is rigged. I feel like it's I just pushed the button. I'm not trying to pick anything. So we'll give Jim a chance. If he doesn't, that's okay. He hasn't won more than we want to give. We'll let people won a couple times, but then after that, we're gonna spin from then on, just to give other people a chance too. So, I think we'll spin one more time, and I'll get with Jim. We'll have a winner. Okay. That was the second win. Okay. All right, Jim. No problem. No problem, my friend. Let me spin it again. I'll push the button. Let me draw again. So here we go. Again, we're just pushing a button. So stay with us. Give us a chance to.
How did Geocache Talk get in there?
Because we commented.
Oh.
Christ our King, 987. Oh, that's okay. So you're Jim. You can. I'll get you something that'll be your second win. So I don't mind doing a couple of prizes. So that's no problem.
Let me know when you run out of buttons.
Oh yeah, no, I give. Yeah, thank you for giving stuff away too. That's been great. Thank you.
I want to enter to win. I want to win that glass that says that's for another show. That's what I want.
Is that what you're wanting?
Okay. Yeah. So hopefully I'll win that before,
I'll have to work on that. Yeah.
Because it's funny. You say it every show.
I know. Well, that was Ryan Semmel was the one that came up with that. And I'm down to a couple. We've sold some, and so that's funny. Yeah, it is kind of fun. It's got Geocache Talk on one side, on the other side, that's for another show. So all right. Well, Lanisa, so thank you so much for being with us tonight.
You're welcome. Look at Tom's comment. He should be banned from the chat room.
My luck is
he's got two of them already. He doesn't want a third one.
He doesn't want, because you can get a sticker or a button or a pin.
Right.
I've been giving away. I've been kind of mixing it up, but I've been putting in for the people that win.
Yeah.
I either give them
Several
a pin or a
things,
button or a sticker. Well, one I give them one or So I'm not giving more than one, but yeah. Anyway, thank you again, and looking forward to having you back sometime.
I enjoy it. I mean, I have a good time, but I may be only speaking for myself. So
no, you give good info, and it's always good to have other people other than just us normal, us weird Geocache Talk network people. It's nice to have. You're kind of part of the network too, in a sense. You're a returning guest. So that's really cool to have you back. So thanks. And Pizza Ninja will be up next week, but definitely join us Sunday. I think we're going to do a giveaway also on Sunday. So if you want to join for that, that'll be fun as we kind of talk a little bit about Cache Fest Memphis. We might show you some cool stuff, spill some beans, but there you go. So again, thanks, and we'll say to everybody, good night. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.